What's up guys, this is a different video than my cheat day videos. This has been requested from a lot of you guys. This video is about what I eat, what happens to my body during a normal day of eating, and what happens to my body when I do those cheat days. So I want you guys to know that I do those cheat days once a week. Also, I'm not fasted before the cheat days. I said this in my, I think, first video, and that was because I had things to do on Thursday and Friday, which left me eating just a little bit. So I wasn't completely fasted. I was just super hungry the next day. So I am not fasted on my cheat days, just that you guys know. Also, people keep asking me about what I eat during a normal day of eating, and I planned on doing a video on that, but since it varies a lot depending on what I do on the day, it's hard for me to do a video. I definitely want to do one though, but what I can tell you is I start my day off with a Quest bar, then for lunch I have a huge salad with chicken, and then also in the evening I have a lot of vegetables with some sort of meat or fish. And usually before I go to bed, I have a whole pint of Halo Top. So this is what I eat on average. I will do a video on that, but since it varies a lot from day to day, I just wanted to let you know that this is what I usually eat. So to get to the topic of this video, what happens during a cheat day to my body? So this is a disclaimer, I am not a doctor. Everything I say in this video is based on my own research, and it does not claim to be fully correct or fully complete. I just wanted to cover this topic, and since I didn't find a lot of research on cheat days, I did research myself on existing medical articles, so this is what I found. So what happens before my cheat days? So what is my body going through on normal days of eating? I'm doing a low carb diet, which means I barely consume any carbohydrates during the week. The reason I'm doing that is because my body works best with it and responds best to it. So I do not recommend this to anyone. It is just how it works for me, and that is the reason why I'm doing it. To understand what low carb does to your body, you have to understand in the first place what carbohydrates do to your body. We break down carbohydrates into glycogen, which is stored in muscles and liver. Glycogen consists of carbon, oxygen, and water. That means the following: 1 gram of glycogen is bound to 3 to 4 grams of water. Cutting out carbohydrates means that your glycogen storages are going to be empty. If the glycogen storages are empty, also the water weight is gone with it. That is what I notice during my normal days, or since I cut it carbohydrates. I don't feel swollen anymore because I do not carry the extra water weight that comes with glycogen. So since my glycogen stores are empty, the body needs energy from different sources, which is fat. Body fat provides a very dense and easy recruitable source of energy, and the amount of energy stored in body fat in the human body is approximately, depending from person to person, 90,000 calories. So I trained my body to get its energy from fatty acids, which are the result from breaking down dietary or body fat. Also, I am in a slight caloric deficit each day, which just helps me stay lean and allows me to do those cheat days once a week. I chose low carb because I did a lot of research on that for myself, and I'm well aware of the effects low carb may have, which is tiredness, fatigue, especially when you start low carb dieting. So I do not recommend this to any of you. It is just how I do it, and I'm very well aware of the effects low carb may have. So this is a disclaimer. It's just how I do it, and I wanted to explain you guys how it works in the body. So what happens during a cheat day? When you guys watch my videos, you see I consume a lot of fat and sugar on this day. So I did a lot of research, and I couldn't find any scientific research on cheat days in particular, but I found other topics on binge eating or overeating, and this is what I found. So first of all, in order to store 1 pound of body fat, you need to overconsume 3,500 calories. So based on my caloric need, more or less 2,000 calories, I would need to consume 5,500 calories to gain 1 pound of body fat. But that leaves out a lot of other facts. Number 1 is my glycogen storage. Since I do a low carb diet, my glycogen stores are empty. Glycogen is, like I said, stored in muscle muscle and liver. Muscle tissue can store approximately 1400 calories of glycogen, and the liver can store an additional 350 calories of glycogen. So that means the calories I consume are used to fill up my glycogen storage. That means 1750 calories are used just to fill up my glycogen storages. According to the University of Iowa, a body can store 500 grams of glycogen. Like I said earlier, 1 gram of glycogen comes with an additional 4 grams of water. So to explain you guys weight gain on that day is because I store 500 grams of glycogen, I store an additional 2 kilograms or 4 pounds of just water. Also, on my cheat days, I consume sodium-rich foods. Sodium-rich foods make the blood hold more water as well. That means no matter how much I drink on that day, I barely go to the toilet because everything I drink is stored in my body. Since more water is going to be stored in the bloodstream, blood pressure can rise. Since I have a low blood pressure in general anyway, this has no severe health effect on me. I do not have super high dangerous blood pressure on that day. It's just that blood pressure raises when you consume sodium-rich foods, but goes back to normal as soon as I eat normal again. So this is the glycogen storages and the water I gain from doing my cheat days. Also, another point is thermogenesis. That means the thermic effect of food. The thermic effect of food is the energy used from the consumed food above the metabolic rate to break down the nutrients. 5 to 15% of the energy of consumed fat and carbohydrates is needed to break down those nutrients. For protein, it's even higher, it's 20 to 30%. So when I consume large amounts of foods, my metabolic rate, that is the energy needed in a day to maintain my weight, raises above normal in order to digest the food. I can notice this because I feel really hot on my cheat days, like I sweat a lot, I'm just in general really hot. How much the metabolic rate raises is absolutely different from person to person. There is a scientific experiment where a few people were put on a high-calorie diet and were tested on a daily or weekly basis. And what they could see is that even though the environment for each of the persons were similar, that just a few of them gained a lot of weight, and there's 1 or 2 persons who barely gained any weight. What they could see under infrared camera was that this person emitted a lot of heat. So there's a theory that some people convert excess calories into body heat, but this may vary from person to person, and I have no idea how it's with me. It's just, this has also to be taken in perspective. My third point, last but not least, is cardio. On my cheat days, I do 1 hour of cardio, which burns approximately 500 calories. So this is also helping me to not gain a lot of weight. Considering all that means the following. Based on my activity level, I do need approximately 2300 calories a day. I do consume, however, something between 1800 and 2000 calories a day. That puts me into a caloric deficit of 3500 calories a week. Now to do the math, assuming I eat 7000 calories on my cheat day, 2000 of those calories are just what I need in a day. Also, 1750 calories are going to fill up my glycogen storage. I burn an additional 500 calories in cardio, and also there is the effect of thermogenesis. So just approximately, I did the math that I overconsume 2,750 calories. Given this is I overeat on almost 3,000 calories per week, just taking my cheat day, I would gain a little more than half a pound of body fat. But what I just said, I am in a slight deficit of 3,500 calories a week, which will completely offset the fat gain. So even though I might gain a little bit of fat during my cheat day or after my cheat day, the whole week after I have time to drop this weight, and it's not a lot of body fat. So all I want to show you guys is you will not get fat when you're eating healthy during the week. Train hard and enjoy yourself once a week or however often you decide to do a cheat day. But the most important thing besides the physical effects is the psychological effect. So here is why I think everybody who wants to make a big step in their eating disorder recovery should do a cheat day. So doing a cheat day for people like that, people like me, is probably the most mentally challenging thing you can do. Because we're talking about people, myself included, that were not able to consume one piece of chocolate in a week without feeling really bad about it. So when I decided to do my first cheat day and challenge myself, I was really anxious and afraid. Because what I thought, what sounds ridiculous to other people, is that I'm going to wake up fat the next day. And even though people told me, and those people were right, that nothing is going to happen, and even though I knew nothing was going to happen, I could not believe it. I had to experience it for myself. So doing my first cheat day forced me to get out my narrow comfort zone and overcome myself. Doing a cheat day forces you to free your mind completely and to let go of control. And also to push aside those negative thoughts you have in your head and those fears that evolve around food. It just makes you free your mind, because you have to prove to yourself that nothing is going to happen to your body, because nobody else can tell you. You have to experience it for yourself. I promise you, after you overcome the fear of food, it is a super empowering experience, and also you will feel a freedom you have never felt before. It's amazing. And also those cheat days help me to accept being full for some time. It doesn't matter, like, your body is a living organism. Of course it goes through fluctuations, and that is completely fine. I loved food before, but now I can just try new foods, rediscover food with no fear and no guilt. So also when I do my cheat days, it fixes my craves for sweet stuff. At the end of my cheat days, a salad sounds really appealing to me. So it fixes my craves for the week. It helps me stay focused on fitness and eating good and healthy. And that's why I also recommend it to people who are not suffering from any eating disorder. When you want to stay motivated and have a goal, it's, I think, a very good balance between like staying focused, eating healthy, and I'm not talking about starving yourself for those cheat days, because that is not what I'm doing. It's just being motivated, going to the gym, give everything in the gym, eat healthy, eat your salad, eat your vegetables and chicken, and then have one day where you can totally enjoy yourself and do not have to think about meal prepping or anything like that. My cheat days also taught me to be flexible. I'm not only talking about food, but also in general. When something in my daily routine is messed up, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, it used to stress me out so bad when I planned a day and it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But now I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, today I do this. So it helped me a lot to just be flexible with whatever is thrown at me. So I challenge you guys, do a cheat day, experience for yourself that nothing is going to happen. Although I want you to know, do not do a cheat day when you are likely to be triggered and purged. I want to encourage you guys to challenge yourself, but I don't want you to get into a worse state. So just do that when you're safe and know that you can handle the overwhelming feelings. But I would challenge you guys to try out a cheat day. Just do it. You can tag me in pictures or whatever. I'm gonna encourage you guys, and I just want to let you know nothing is going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. Life is just too short not to be enjoyed, and much love to you all, and see you in my next cheat day.